Hello, my friends. Recently, I asked for some video ideas between recaps, and you guys gave me some really good ones. One in particular had me excited to make, and that is the top 10 most rigged moments on RuPaul's Drag Race. Now, just as a disclaimer, this is for the US franchise only. I do plan on making a separate one for the international seasons, and obviously, I am going to miss some rigged moments in this video. These are just the 10 that offended me the most at the time, and they're not in any particular ranking order. So without further ado, let's get into it. First up, we have Ginger Minj. Just Ginger. I'm kidding. But in all seriousness, All Stars 10 was an avalanche of riggory. The most offensive moment in All Stars 10 for me was Ginger's lip sync win against Denali. I know this lip sync divided the fandom, but let's be real. Denali won that. Production had to interfere here, ensuring that Ginger was in the top all 3 weeks for the purple bracket because they knew that her sisters weren't going to hand her any points. They also had to ensure she won at least 2 out of her 3 lip syncs to guarantee her advancement. Denali clocked the riggory the minute Ginger Minj's name was called as the winner, and so did all of us. She did not match the vibe or the energy of Miley Cyrus's See You Again. Instead, she was walking up and down the stage giving nothing. If you think Denali gave too much, watch it again. I would rather see way too much than way too little. Next is Georges winning the Glamazon Prime Challenge on season 14. I was utterly perplexed when they called her name as the winner. Mama, this is a piece of fabric. It honestly could have been bottom 3 and that would have made sense to me. The only thing I like about it is how it's styled. To this day, Lady Camden deserved to win. It was well made, it had volume, and it looked gorgeous. A lot of time with riggory, it's just to push a contestant to the end, but because Georges didn't make it to the end, I think it was just favoritism from RuPaul. Okay, now we have Nymphia Wind being saved in the Snatch Game. Nymphia's impersonation of Jane Goodall on season 16 is one of the worst Snatch Game performances I've ever seen. It was so unbelievably bad. When it came time for the placements, however, she was saved instead of being put in the bottom 2. Now granted, she did have a phenomenal runway that week, but awesome runways have not saved queens from lip syncing before. Production wanted Nymphia to go all the way, but they also wanted an opportunity for besties Tsunami Muse and Morphine Love Dion to lip sync against each other. But I think Morphine could have been safe that week. She was pretty good. I know this is a divisive opinion, but I'm in the camp that Nymphia deserved to be bottom 2. Now we have the egregious Silky Nutmeg Ganache vs Nina West lip sync in season 11. This is the infamous performance that resulted in RuPaul saying, meh. And yes, it was meh. It was downright awful from both of them. However, Silky was far, far worse. The moves were crunchy, she had moments where she wasn't lip syncing at all, and who does a wig reveal to no scrubs? At least Nina knew every single word. When Silky was saved over Nina, I lost all hope today. Either Silky should have gone home or it should have been a double elimination. But saving Silky? No ma'am. They kept her for the drama and the entertainment, and poor Nina was a sacrificial lamb. Now we are going all the way back to season 1, where Rebecca Glasscock won the makeover over Chanel. Let's look at these images. This is Rebecca Glasscock's overall look and her makeover partner, and this was Chanel's makeover transformation. You tell me, which one had the better and bolder transformation? I mean, look at these wigs. It's like they were playing dress up in a costume store. Chanel deserved so much better. No wonder she wanted to eliminate herself. The next rig moment was so obviously produced it made me laugh out loud. In All Stars 8, Jimbo was given the win in the RDR live sketch, and that was just so she could lip sync against Pangina Heels, the lip sync assassin of the week. Let's be so serious. Kasha deserved to win. Jimbo was just playing Jimbo in the sketch. The dumb blonde bimbo. Kasha had a full characterization, but Kasha lip syncing against Pangina isn't as memorable or isn't as fun. Therefore, they had to force that win. So subtle. Up next is riggory at its finest, Jinx Monsoon vs Monet Exchange in All Stars 7. This finale lip sync to Swish Swish wasn't even close. It was a slaughter. Apparently Jinx even stopped what she was doing to watch Monet. Monet had props like the lipstick with the whiteout on it, and so many more tricks that they edited out. At the end, RuPaul changed the metrics for winning by saying, due to the lip sync and your performance all season long, we're going to crown Jinx. And if that's the case, why do a lip sync smackdown for the crown? There's just no point. In All Stars 9, we saw some unnecessary production pushing when Roxy and Vanjie were given the makeover win over Plastic and Gorgeous. I'm going to say this as sensitively as possible, but Roxy and Vanjie's makeover partner was looking very mannish, even in drag. Plastic and Gorgeous's partner, Angelique, actually felt like a real drag queen, and she gave a great performance. Not to mention their costumes were fun and fresh, giving Powerpuff Girls. Whereas these looks, they're not good. I nearly gave up on that season when that happened. As Raven said, I could not believe it. I now have to talk about a personal gripe. In season 15, Sasha Colby deserved many of her wins, except one, the 50-50 Celebrity Talk Show Challenge. Lucy LaDuca interviewed Frankie Grande in a very fun and professional manner. It was so natural and effortless. Sasha Colby, on the other hand, did a cooking segment with Charo, and it was so chaotic that Sasha threw out her cards and gave in to the crazy. I understand that the judges liked that, but for me, it took me out of the challenge. Sasha didn't need that extra win, in my opinion. They just wanted to keep kicking Lucy while she was down. She was the perfect delusional contestant that production could play with. And last but not least, we have the latest rigor mortis with Mandy Mango landing in the bottom for RDR Live. Not to mention the lip sync that she so clearly won. Mandy was told that she needed to keep her Amish character more conservative during the butter churning segment, but it was revealed by Mandy later that it actually said in her script she could remove her breastplate, which was the very thing that the judges did not like. Make that make sense. When it came time for the lip sync, Briar admitted on X that she didn't even know the song. At least Mandy knew all of the words. And yet Mandy was sent home and Briar stayed. Clearly they just wanted Mandy out, and it didn't matter how she played the character or what she did, they would have found a way to send her home. Riggory of the highest order. And so, my friends, these are my top 10 most rigged moments on RuPaul's Drag Race US. What are some of yours? If you want me to do the international version, let me know. I can touch on UK, I can touch on Down Under, Holland too could have its own video. I certainly have a lot to say. But as always, give me all the tea, drop any video suggestions in the comments, and I will see you very soon for another one.